They have been fighting for about 1,000 years, in all fairness. So I said, I could settle that up. I could settle anything.
India and Pakistan, next-door neighbours and bitter rivals, both with rich histories, passionate peoples, vibrant cultures, and a fierce competitive streak. From Kashmir to cricket, movies to music, heck, they'll even argue over tea and mangoes. But today, we're going to examine a new and growing area of competition between two of the world's most populous countries. Another front has opened up in the long-running rivalry between India and Pakistan: crypto. So, will South Asia's next Web3 hub be in Karachi or Kolkata? Will the next big name in blockchain come out of Mumbai or Multan? Which country will be the undisputed crypto king of the subcontinent? My name is Guy, this is More Coin Bureau. Let's find out. When British colonial rule came to an end in 1947, India was divided up and the new nation of Pakistan was created. This was composed of two geographically separate territories: West Pakistan, the Pakistan we know today, and East Pakistan, now called Bangladesh. This sudden division saw up to 20 million people displaced along mainly religious lines, and perhaps as many as 2 million deaths as a result of the violence that ensued in the wake of what came to be known as partition. For these and many other reasons, to this day, India and Pakistan tend not to always see eye to eye. While the conflict between the two countries over the disputed territory of Kashmir has been in the headlines recently, the rivalry between them has also been making itself felt in the world of crypto and Web3. Crypto adoption rates in India and Pakistan are soaring, and with both countries boasting large numbers of young and highly educated people, this trend is only going to continue gathering momentum. So, how do the two countries measure up when they go head-to-head in terms of crypto adoption? Well, according to data from Chainalysis for 2024, India ranked number 1 in the world when it came to grassroots crypto adoption, with Pakistan trailing in 8th place. And with over 115 million crypto users to Pakistan's roughly 20 million, well, it looks as though India has this contest sewn up. Of course, it should be noted too that India is the world's most populous country, with nearly 1.5 billion people as of 2024, compared to Pakistan's 255 million. But look beyond these figures and a different picture starts to emerge. While India may have the weight of numbers on its side, Pakistan's government is being much more proactive about embracing crypto. And 2025 may soon be looked back on as a turning point for crypto in South Asia. That's because while Indian citizens may be going crazy for crypto, their government appears to view it merely as another way to extract tax revenues. Having previously introduced a bill that sought to ban cryptocurrencies back in 2021, India's lawmakers have since contented themselves with slapping a 30% tax on crypto gains and a 1% tax on all transactions. Regulations, meanwhile, have not been forthcoming, despite calls for such measures from India's Supreme Court. Now, this hesitancy on the part of the Indian government may in large part explain why the outlook for crypto is so much rosier over the border in Pakistan. Here, the situation is changing fast, and Pakistan is rapidly becoming one of the most crypto-friendly nations on Earth. Not only is a draft regulatory framework currently under review in Pakistan, but the government in Islamabad has also recently established the Pakistan Crypto Council, or PCC, and the Pakistan Digital Asset Authority, or PDAA, to oversee the industry, the drawing up of regulations, and the licensing of crypto exchanges in the country. And in a move that made the crypto headlines around the world earlier this year, the PCC appointed none other than Binance co-founder Changpeng Zhao, or CZ, as an advisor. And as if having the face of the world's largest crypto exchange as an advisor wasn't enough of a flex, the PCC also recently added another advisor to its roster in the form of the one and only Michael Saylor, former CEO of Strategy and current High Priest of Bitcoin. Because, well, if you're going to get into Bitcoin, there ain't no one better to ask, is there? But those headlines pale in comparison to the announcements made at the recent Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas, by the head of the PCC, Bilal bin Saqib. Inspired by the example of the host nation, Saqib had this to say to the assembled Bitcoin faithful. And not only is Pakistan looking to accumulate BTC, but it's also going to start mining it as well. A few days before this announcement in Vegas, the PCC and the Ministry of Finance had also announced their intention to allocate 2,000 megawatts of surplus electricity to Bitcoin mining and AI data centers in a bid to bring more high-tech jobs and investment to the country. Taken together, these moves amount to a dramatic change in attitudes towards crypto in Pakistan. Just 2 years ago, a government minister stated that crypto would never be legal there because of stipulations made by the Financial Action Task Force, or FATF, which had removed Pakistan from its infamous grey list in October 2022. But now, in the second age of Trump, the anti-crypto wishes of unelected and unaccountable international bodies don't seem to carry as much weight as they once did. You may have seen recently how El Salvador, the poster child for nation-state Bitcoin adoption, has continued to defy the IMF and carry on stacking sats. But let's be real, it's the return of Donald Trump to the White House that has emboldened countries like El Salvador and Pakistan to further embrace Bitcoin and crypto. The US SEC has gone from being rabidly anti-crypto to arguably one of the industry's greatest champions. The president himself has issued his own meme coin, and crypto companies are starting to go public once again in the world's biggest market. So then, the big question is, with the US giving crypto the double thumbs up and its next-door neighbour and sworn rival also going all in, is India going to loosen up and join the party? Because the stakes here are high, and not just for India and its people. If the Indian government is open to fostering a crypto-friendly environment, then the whole industry is set to benefit bigly. As we've seen, India has the highest population of any country on Earth, and it has millions of young, tech-savvy citizens who are already making a huge contribution to the crypto space. According to Electric Capital's 2024 Crypto Developer Report, India accounted for 11.7% of open-source developers last year, second only to the United States. That is a massive contribution, especially when you factor in that India itself hasn't exactly embraced the industry. Indeed, we're fortunate enough to have several Indians working with us here at the Coin Bureau in various capacities, and we would be immeasurably worse off without them. Now, the Indian government's attitude hasn't completely stifled the country's crypto sector, but there's a definite sense of unfulfilled potential. Back in early 2024, several major exchanges, including Binance and KuCoin, were banned from operating there, ostensibly over concerns around money laundering. Interestingly, though, these bans didn't stop India from topping the annual Chainalysis Global Crypto Adoption Index for the second year running in 2024. Now, this achievement alone should have made it clear to Indian authorities that crypto is an unstoppable force, and any attempt to ban it or just restrict its use is likely to prove futile. And indeed, the likes of Binance and KuCoin were quickly given the green light to resume operations in India once some fines had been paid. So, despite the efforts of their government to make accessing crypto more difficult and taking a healthy chunk of their gains when they sell out, Indian degens are making it clear that they're going to keep trading and using crypto regardless. And if the strictures around crypto in India are loosened, then it could trigger a wave of investment and participation across the industry. Which brings us up to the present day. India's government remains hesitant when it comes to crypto, though the call by its Supreme Court for regulatory clarity suggests that at least some in power are waking up to the fact that this is something that can't be allowed to go unresolved for much longer. And if anything is likely to spur the Indian government into action, it's the sight of its neighbour Pakistan positioning itself as a place where crypto can thrive. But let's put the current situation into an analogy that would doubtless resonate over on the subcontinent. Pakistan have won the toss, elected to bat, and have just posted a massive score. So, will India's batsmen show up and put some runs on the board, or will the men in green be lifting the ultimate prize? So, who do you folks think will come out on top in this crypto-themed test match? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again soon. This is Guy, signing off.